الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
Shanti, Shanti, Om.
The Leicester Council of Faiths was set up to promote trust, cooperation and understanding, and Leicester has a tremendous reputation for its tolerance. But how much of that is down to the work of the council?
For the last 25 years, since 1986, and before that as well, the Leicester Council of Faith has worked very, very hard to strengthen the relationships of respect, mutual trust and community cohesion, and we are not only known locally, even nationally. Leicester is now being seen as a beacon city.
Leicester is a model city. We've had visits from members of parliament from the Swedish government who have actually visited us when they've come to the UK to learn more about what we do and how we do it.
Mansour Mogul resigned from the Council of Faiths following a series of disagreements.
They are trying to acquire ownership of something they didn't do, and they're somewhat self-deluded. They've done very little to promote tolerance of any kind. Remember, in Leicester and throughout Britain, we haven't had any friction based on religion for a long, long time. So therefore, there's no question of developing any tolerance. The tolerance has always been there. If anything, the intervention of institutions like the Leicester Council of Faiths are creating problems within the communities which were never there by bringing to the fore things and ideas which create conflict.
After 9/11, Leicester led the way in bringing the faiths together. A football match between imams and other faiths and communities came to symbolise the search for a greater harmony. But while friendships are forged on the field, the poorer tendencies show that public interest has clearly fallen away. Engaging people will be the next big challenge.
But even at 25 years old, we're still very conscious that it's quite a young organisation and that there is some degree sometimes of suspicion or hostility, even from inside the faith communities. When people come here to the exhibition, more often than not, if they pick up a leaflet, it's only the leaflet of their own faith community that they pick up. And if one of us says, why don't you take the whole range and find out about some other faiths, they'll come back with something like, oh no, we want to know what you are saying about us, as if we're some kind of spreaders of misinformation.
The Leicester Council of Faiths is supported by public grants of around £60,000. Across the nation, millions have been spent on interfaith work. But are we getting value for money?
Value for money, yes, because in the local neighborhoods, it has made a difference, Okay, we see disturbances from time to time around the country, but look, they could have been worse. As soon as anything happens, we all faith leaders, we get together, we issue a statement, we outreach. Now, recently when we had disturbance, following morning, all of us we were going around in the city centre, visiting all those businesses, reassuring them that our goodwill is there, what we can do that, and that makes a lot of difference,
With it being such a large multicultural area, it makes sense to let everyone see what all the different faiths are about.
Waste of money.
Why?
It is. We can spend it on other things.
Conflict all over the world is because of faith at the moment. If we can get some people together, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
What the Council of Faith has done is to take the focus away from race matters. The problems we have in the community here in Leicester are based on racism. Racism has not disappeared despite all the attempts we've made in the past. It remains deeply ingrained within our society. It gets worse and worse. What these institutions do, they bury race issues and overlay it with interfaith activity, which is quite innocuous. It doesn't do anything. It camouflages the real problem of racism, and therefore they do a disservice.
Leicester clearly sees itself as a benchmark for good faith relations. The city continues to lead the way. At the Remembrance service, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim and other faiths came together to remember the dead. The cathedral regularly welcomes people of all faiths at important services.
Again, there are a lot of challenging issues now which we shouldn't put it under the carpet. HIV/AIDS is a big issue. Alcohol abuse, so we have to work together because it affects everybody's faith. Because faith is a day-to-day, our life, how we are. It's our identity, how we are born. And Leicester has done a lot of work on that, I must say that. This is why people, there is a depth of knowledge now about each other's faith. You have seen, you go around the celebrations of the faith festivals. It's not only that particular faith communities there. Look at Diwali. People all across walks of life, they come and attend that. And the dialogue has opened.
What you hear all the time is nothing but propaganda. They do not have any substantial audience of any kind. They do not have people of any strong background who can really have any rapprochement with the people, who can communicate and interact with the people.
The Leicester Council of Faiths rejects the criticisms and believes it really is making a difference. This is Bharat Patel in Leicester for Pukaar News.